Now we are done drawing the curve. Now I want us to put this line, which is 30, the same height as this height. Therefore it is 60 divided by 2. We are dividing everything by 2. Therefore this line should be 30 in your construction book. And then after that line, I want us to put this line also, which is parallel to that one. So let me do that right now. Therefore it is that line from that point that line. The other one is to this point. That one too. And finally this one. So we have said this one is 30, therefore measure 30. Sorry. This line here, this one was this distance from here up to here is 40, but from here up to here is 60. Therefore this one is 10. This one is 20 divided by 10. Therefore we are going to take 60 minus 40, which is 20. So from here up to here is 20. Then we divide it by 2. Therefore it gives us 10 millimeters. Therefore it is 10. This point to there, 10, and this point also 10. 10 is about to be there. Therefore you draw those lines using HB. This one will be up to there. This one up to that point. Next I want to push this line, which is parallel to this one, and that one HB2. So I said instead of pushing, this gives you 30. Therefore when I push my ruler that way, that line should be parallel to that one. Therefore I push that line up to that point, and I draw it using my 2H. That one extends, and there is another line at this point. From that point it moves. Okay. So let me construct these ones with HB. Oh, I left one. Which is this part. Draw that using HB. Yeah. This line. That side we can move to the other side, which is we start by constructing these circles. The outermost circle, this one, has a diameter of 50. Therefore the radius, a diameter of 100, you divide by 2, it is 50. So our radius will be 25. Therefore we are going to construct a square rhombus of sides 50. We start by constructing that square rhombus of sides 50. Therefore grab your 50 using your compass. 50. Then 50, 50, think from this part to that part should be 50 also. So that one is correct. Then you join those parts. That one. So our shortest diagonal, first divide the lines. Divide the lines 2.5. The 2.5 is there. It is 2.5. The 2.5 is there. There. Yeah, correct. So this one is a full circle. Therefore, we identify the shortest diagonal, which is this one. After identifying the shorter diagonal, we call this our corner. This one is our 1, this one is our 2. Then we are going to look for center 3 and 4. We are using the 4 center method to construct the curves of the circle. Then you draw the longer diagonal, which gives you this one. This one is 3, this one is 4. After that, standing at 3, you can draw this curve. That curve, and standing at 4, draw that curve. So, therefore, standing at 1, draw the other curve. That one. Standing at 2, you draw the other curve. You can repeat that using HB. Ngoja, unapause, tulia. Nirudie. Tulia, usiendeleze. Kichoro na HB unaweza pause. So I want us to construct this. I'm done putting my HB. Next, I want us to construct this small circle of diameter 60. We said we are divided by 2 using a scale of 1:2. Therefore, we take 60 divided by 2 is 30. Our diameter will be 30. Therefore, our radius will be 15. So it will be, we will construct a square rhombus of sides 15, of sides 30. That is, from this point up to here, that one is 15. I join the other end. That one. After that, we identify the shortest diagonal, which is this one. Our square rhombus is this one. Up to that side, this one is 30. Confirm. from this point to this point is 30. Therefore, my square is this one to there, from this part to this point there. Therefore, you start by identifying the shortest diagonal, which is from this point to this point. After that, you bisect the lines half. Let me draw this half from this point up to the farthest point. Let me use just this one. So my half is there, my other half is there. The other side from this point, I push that point, it is half, so half is there. Push this half there instead of dividing. Therefore, the shorter diagonal I said is this one. Therefore, I say this one it should be. Let me call it A and this one as B. So in order to get C and D, I must join this part to this one and this one. Point. Where it cuts the longer diagonal, which is this one. Therefore, this one will be our B, our C, and this one will be our D. So to draw that curve, standing at C, start by standing at C and make this curve. Standing at D, make the other curve. Standing at A, make this curve here. I rotate and stand again at B. Oh, my B is this one. I make this curve. Then you join that using HB. You can join that one using HB. Going to join. That's done. We have to drop this curve up to here. The outermost curve, this one, to this point. Therefore, we start by dropping lines. We need this point. The center that we use to draw this curve, which is 3, this one, this point. After that, we need this curve, how we made this curve up to this point. Therefore, let me start by constructing this curve first. I drop some few points. I'm going to start by dropping the outermost side of the circle, which is this one with the longer diagonal. I drop it. Then I drop this point, the center, this one. We needed that point. Then I drop the center that we used, which is 3. First, don't drop all of them to avoid confusion. Therefore, the height of this from this part to here is 80. So we are going to take 80 divided by 2 is 40. Therefore, we are going to drop it by 40. Therefore, let me start 40. That one is 40. Therefore, I drop the center by 40. I drop the other part I drop this part by 40. And I drop this point by 40. It will be about right there. After that, to make this curve, I was standing at this center and I drew this curve. Therefore, this one is 3 prime. Therefore, I will stand at 3 and this point, this center, and I make that curve. Okay. So we have already this curve. Let me HB it for visibility. That one. And this one should be HB up to the top. That is good. Therefore, we need to continue with the curve. I need this point on this one and the center that we used to draw this curve up to there. So I need this point and the center, which is 2. Therefore, I'm going to drop that 2. So I drop center 2, which is the outermost. This one, I drop it. Then I drop this point. I also need that point. So I drop every part by 40, which is 80. 80 divided by 2, we said it is 40. Therefore, my 40 is there. So when I drop this one by 40, I think it should land on that line. Should land on that line. But we need again this point. This one. Drop it by 40. Call it 2 prime. It will land at point A. And I drop it by 40. It is landing at point A. This one. So this one will be at also 2 prime. And I will make that curve. So to make that curve, I will stand at 2 and this edge, and I make that curve. So I stand at that point. This one I make this curve. You leave it at this point when it touches the line. So when it touches the line, you leave it at that point. Do not extend it. So our curve will be up to here. So let me draw that using HB. It will be this way. Then I draw this line, the one we left visibility, this line. These two, this line, you can rub the rest, ones that you are not using. I draw this one. So this line, We have constructed this line, this one, and this curve. Now we are remaining with only this one and this small curve here, which is, to draw that curve, we are going to use this point here to drop that curve. It will be visible. We drop this point, and the center that we used to draw this curve was our point 4, which was around this part. This one was our point 4. Therefore, we drop this point, this one, and we already have this point. We already have this point because we used center 4 to draw this curve up to here, but we only need a quarter of half of it up to there. From this point to this point, we used center 4. Therefore, we need center 4, this point and this point. We have already dropped this point. We know it is there. Let me draw a straight line of it. Extend this line up to the bottom to this point. So it is this point. Then the distance from this point to this point is 120. We said we divide everything by 2. That one is 60. So we are going to drop this curve from this part to this part using 60. Therefore, let me drop those points. Let me drop those points. Said we need that point, this point. We need again this point, this center, this center 4, this one. So we drop it by 60. Stand here at 60. 60 will be that point. After that, the next line will be this one, 60. And at center 4, drop it by 60. It is giving me that part. Therefore, this one is our center 4 prime. Therefore, when I stand at center 4, I should make that curve from this point. I make that curve. Then I draw it using HB. That's done. You can draw your line using HB. This part from this point up to there. And then this line again from this point. That point I can say we are done. We have not left anything behind, but you can always put the center lines. That is from this point, that point, this part. So the center lines. Same applies to this part. So that is how your diagram should look like. You can rub the extended lines like these ones, but don't rub the cuboid. With that, I can say you are done.